Hello again. I've been asked to do a tutorial on how to create costumes for superheroes. Now, superheroes themselves are usually kind of break down into three main categories, animal, bird or human. So I've drawn three sketched superhero characters here, one female, two males, and let's try and create costumes for each one. So this one here, I'm going to think of a bird. Now, when you start to think of your superhero costume, you have to think of the characteristics of that particular bird. Okay, so I'm going to call this superhero Hawk Eagle, right? So what I'm going to do is start with the head, and the first thing you have to think about is, are we going to have a mask or a kind of helmet type thing? Okay, so I'm going to have a helmet. So we start off with the eye shapes here, okay, following that shape going up there, like that, okay, sloping up, and then because we have Hawk Eagle as our character, you can imagine that the front of the costume's headpiece will be like a beak shape, okay, so it has a beak shape coming down, and of course it's an eagle, it would be like a raptor, it would be quite pointed like that, but with a line coming down the centre. Okay, perhaps for the costume we carry that line on up, and perhaps add these lines to the side, like that. Okay, and the rest of the costume perhaps would appear there, on top of the headpiece, coming up and round to join that piece there. Okay, see, there's the kind of shape of the helmet, if you like. Now, adding to that, you can imagine feathers sticking up, so I can imagine a feathers coming up like that, and a kind of spikiness, quite an aggressive shape, something like that. Okay, now we'll carry on, put in the superhero's chin fairly straight, and the mouth coming across there, indicating the bottom lip. Alright, now the rest of the costume now. If you want to know how to draw the superhero, by the way, that sketch shape that I've drawn there, I have done tutorials on how to create superheroes, okay, and superheroines as well. Okay, so there is the shape, and we start off with the top part of the costume. Now, again, you have to think of the characteristics. So we're thinking of it's a Hawk Eagle, so I think feathers would be something you would have to think of as using as a kind of design motif, right? So perhaps even at the top here we could have a kind of feather shape coming up, like that. Okay, something like that. Right, and then the tight-fitting costume would come down over the arms here, and the curve of those muscles, like that. Okay, bulging biceps, right down to the wrist shape here. And perhaps we could add something like feather shapes coming up, like that. Okay. And the kind of sleeve shape there, all right? And some kind of insignia on the front. Again, we carry on with this wing shape, perhaps starting from there in the middle of the chest, bring the wings up, something like that, right down to the middle, kind of echoing this shape here, right, like that. Coming up there, and of course the pectoral muscles, chest muscles would come in there like that, and then you carry on down to the waist. Okay, and the belt, perhaps put some lines in there, and if you have a belt perhaps it could have again something like wing shape in there. Okay, down to the hips. And put the hands in, like that. And the muscles of the thighs, remember, bulge them out, okay, really bulging thigh muscles like that, and you could put a wee bit of a muscle shape in there. like that. And perhaps do a couple of bits of muscle shape in the biceps too, and coming down the shoulder muscles there like that. Okay, down to the knees, into the front calf muscles, following that shape that I've drawn. As I said, check out my tutorials on creating the superhero shapes, and you'll be able to get to this no problem. There's the boot shapes down there like that. Again, the boots themselves, you could add kind of wing type motifs on, perhaps coming up like that, following this kind of shape here. Okay, I've got one coming in there like that. Okay, you can have fun designing these things for yourself. Now, of course, this is Hawk Eagle, so I think the superhero characteristic of this character would be the fact they can fly. Okay, so for that, he needs wings. So, coming from the back here, sprouting a couple of wing shapes, like that, okay? And if we come down behind his hand here, the edge of the wings coming in like that, the other one coming in like that, okay, and the other one coming in just behind his hands here, like that, the top of the wing shape coming in, getting narrow down there. Okay, and the top flight feathers coming up there. I think I'll move to another pen, this one's running dry. Okay, and another one coming in there. Like that, and the longer feathers coming down, join those lines that you've drawn in there. Okay, into there. Excellent. So that's how you kind of think your way through the creation of your character. First of all, decide what they're going to be based on, in this case a bird, and then think of the characteristics of that bird and what you want the superhero to be able to do. Okay, excellent. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next superhero character is a female one, and this time I'm going to base the character on an animal, a big cat, an ocelot. This is what this character is called. Okay, so once again, I start off with the head. What kind of mask do we want here? Just a simple mask or a headpiece or something? I'm going to go for a headpiece again. Okay, so start with the eyes. Again, we need openings for the eyes, so I've drawn them in, so I'm just going to draw it around them like that to get that shape like that. Okay, this time I think I'll bring the mask up from the bottom here, right over the nose and back down again to there. Okay, and again the tight fitting shape will come up around the top of the head and back down to that. But then we start to kind of make it more interesting. All right, think of the characteristic of the ocelot. It's got spots. Okay, so what I would do is maybe draw a line down the middle again. All right, I would add a kind of spots to the character's mask here, like that. Okay, the other characteristic of an ocelot, of course, you get rather large ears, so I would add that coming up the side like that. Okay, now put a dark shape in the middle there. There I've created the head piece, or the helmet, if you like, of the character. Right, the rest of the face now. More pointed chin for the female character, going up. Little shape for the nose there. Little mouth and the line under the lip. like that. Okay, so then we start to draw in the rest of the costume now. Again, we're trying to think of the characteristics of the animal, the ocelot. So it's a very lithe, spotted animal, okay, a big cat. So it's also got, of course, like most big cats, some big sharp teeth. So I think I'm going to use them as part of the design. And you can imagine that her superhero characteristic might be using things like sharp kind of implements like teeth, you know, to throw, you know, but like ninja warriors, that kind of thing. So I'm going to have kind of bandoliers across her chest like this with those things on it. So first of all, I'll draw the sharp shapes like teeth coming across like that. Okay, and another row coming across the chest this way. So first of all, I'll put the bandolier shape in behind that. There, and then bring this one down, coming across, appearing there, like that. Okay, it looks like she's ready for battle, you know. Right, the next thing, put in the neck, like that, and perhaps we'll carry on with the arms now. Again, check out my tutorial on how to draw a super heroine, and you'll see how to draw the shape. There's the hand coming in there, and the other, again, more lithe and slim than the male superhero, coming in like that. There's that hand appearing there, wee finger there, and slimmer body than the male, and to a line there, and put that chest in there, like that. Okay. Now again, I think we could carry on this theme of the kind of teeth-like weapons and add them to a belt, like that. Okay, that's part of the costume. Now we carry on to draw on the rest. Again, a kind of tight-fitting suit, right down to the ankles there, and the feet, and again down to there, and into the ankles. To think about the kind of boot shapes. Again, I think perhaps using this kind of tooth type motif here, we could maybe have the teeth going up that way this time, coming out, okay? Kind of jagged nature like that, okay? And the knee shape in there, and muscle shape coming in there, like that. Okay, now of course, because we've done the pattern up here, I think we should try and think of how to put the pattern on the rest of the body here. I wouldn't put it all over actually. What I would do is, I think because I have this line here, I might have a line up the middle of the arm, perhaps going up to there, come back down again, and then on this side perhaps put the spots, not have it all over. You know, just to give an indication of the kind of markings, if you like, of the animal, which is meant to represent the ocelot. Okay, like that. Perhaps leave that part there, and have the line coming down again through the middle, down to there. By doing that, you also kind of accentuate the length of the character, okay, by splitting it up like that. And some more longish spots coming down that side. Okay, and then down this side as well. And you can imagine if this is coloured, again, if you draw this yourself, you can think of a colour scheme. You know, this might be kind of yellow and black, and perhaps another colour in here, pale blue or red or whatever. Okay, So, let's see, I think I might put kind of a few random spots on the boots too. You know, to carry that theme all the way down there. Okay, excellent. So there is how you think your way through your character. This is the animal character, the big cat, an ocelot, and you know, that's how I would create something like a costume for a super heroine. Okay, so the next one is a human figure. Oh, and then we got to put in the. I did actually put it in a wee bit darker up there. It's better. There we are. The next figure here is going to be based on a human character. So that's coming up next. Right, the human superhero. Now I'm going to base him on a Roman god. Now we already have Thor, who's a Norse god. So a Roman god, and I'm going to use the god of Mars, the god of war. Okay, and I'm going to try and dress him a bit like a Roman general, or a cross between that and a gladiator. Okay, so we'll start off with the helmet. Now, a gladiator's helmet, in many cases, starts from about here and it comes in. There's a kind of face guard. It comes in like that on the other side. Okay, comes in like that. And goes up. You can double that line up if you want there. Alright, and then the top of it, fairly low down over the eyes, like that. Okay, and we'll carry it on up, and then perhaps put in some kind of design over the top, like this perhaps. You know, something that looks quite jagged and warlike, you know, something, maybe something coming in there like that, maybe bring another line down there. Okay, perhaps add another bit to the top. Okay, so then we have our helmet for Mars. Alright, now just put in the features a bit more here so you can see them. And the nose, there's the mouth, and a couple of lines down the front there like that. Okay, the costume itself, gladiators wore kind of protective breastplates. You know, you can really go to town on that and add various bits and pieces over the top, perhaps shoulder guards, something like that. Kind of shoulder plates coming down. Like that, perhaps even with spikes sticking up, something like that. Okay, and neck piece there, and then the actual breastplate itself coming down, you know, something like that coming in here, with the chest shape, the pectoral muscles put in there. And again, what you usually get when in kind of ceremonial costumes and Roman generals and so on, you get all these lines kind of made a bit more fancy, kind of doubled up, you know, like that. And you perhaps get some kind of scroll design on it. Make it more interesting. Imagine these lines are silver and gold, you know, something like that. And then of course you would get the chest muscles coming up like that, and of course the abdomen muscles, the six-pack, coming in like that. All right, and let's maybe another doubled up line coming in here, down to the bottom shape, which is not usually straight across. It usually comes in something like this. Let's see, like that. I'm going to line out a wee bit there. Okay, now bring that couple of lines across there. Right, now the arms themselves could be bare, and then have very characteristic of the Roman gladiators is a forearm protector band like that. Okay, there's a muscle coming in there, and the forearm protector coming in there. You add on the muscle shape there, like that, okay? And of course, very characteristic of this kind of Roman design is a kind of skirt, kind of leather shaped, leather thong. So bring that down fairly short to there, then add in the other ones, like that, okay? Bring it right round to the side. Like that. Okay, and then I carry on and put in the leg muscles, like that. And coming down to the boots, again, protected just like the forearms here, same kind of thing. Carry on that kind of theme. Bring your shape like that. Okay. Now you can do research yourself online and check out all the different kind of shapes and designs that were used, and it's interesting to see also the way that movies have used, you know, this kind of idea of design for these things in films like Gladiator and so on. Okay, so that would be my human superhero costume. Mars, God of War. Okay, so there are three altogether now, and I hope you get the idea of thinking your way through the characteristics of each character as you design the costume. Okay, so again, I hope you enjoyed that, and I see you again, I hope. Now in the meantime, all the best and happy drawing.